Now, once you have a basic understanding of how to read the notes on the staff, it's time to check out key signatures. A key signature tells you what notes are in each key, which is important, otherwise you end up sounding like shit. There are 12 keys in all, and the best way to visualize this is with the circle of fifths, or as I like to call it, the circle of death. Don't worry, it's not as hard as it looks. That's what she said. Starting at 12 o'clock, we've got the key of C major. There's no accidental notes in this key, and what I mean by accidental notes is sharps or flats. So that's all the white notes on the piano. Now each key has what's called a relative minor that shares the same notes. You can find the relative minor by going backwards 3 notes in the scale. For example, to find the relative minor of C, count C as 1, B as 2, and A as 3. So A minor is the relative minor of C major. Easy money. Next, let's proceed in a clockwise direction around the circle. Count up 5 notes from C to find the next key. C, D, E, F, G. So G major is our next key. G stands for gastrointestinal dysfunction. Now the key of G contains 1 sharp, which is F sharp. Go down a minor third or 3 notes in the scale to find the relative minor, which is E minor. Every guitarist's favorite key. The reason it's called the circle of fifths is because each key is a fifth apart. C to G equals 5 notes. The sharps themselves are also 5 notes apart. Thus, the number 5 is a big deal here. Now hang in there, because we're going to go through each and every key that exists. Go up 5 notes from G and you get our next key, D, as in, have a look at those double Ds. D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, and the relative minor is B minor. B stands for Go up a fifth from D and you arrive at A. 3 sharps reside in the key of A: F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Don't make me get sharp with you. Go down a minor third from A to find the relative minor and you get F sharp minor. Great key. Go up a fifth from A and you get E major, which has 4 sharps: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. The relative minor here is C sharp minor, which I must say is quite delicious. Same key as Sabbath Bloody Sabbath by Black Sabbath. I sure could use a sabbatical. Moving on, up a fifth from E, we get B major, containing the sharps F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and A sharp. This is one of my absolute favorite keys to play in. It's very popular in progressive metal styles. Relative minor of B is G sharp minor. Now, F sharp major comes after B, containing 6 sharps. Too bad it's not 666 sharps. The sharps are F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. Now, some of you know that E sharp is the same note as F, which makes things a little confusing, but that's the whole point of music theory. Just kidding. It's notated this way so that we don't have to skip letters in the alphabet. Overall, there's, believe it or not, less confusion with this labeling system. The relative minor of F sharp major is D sharp minor, which guitar players tend to avoid like the plague. And finally, we arrive at the last key in the sharp side, which is C sharp major. There's 7 sharps: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and B sharp. Pray for protection from the Dark Lord if you ever have to play in this key. It is no bueno. The relative minor is A sharp minor. Okay, so that's it for the sharp side of the circle of death. But we're not done. Oh no. Now let's head counterclockwise around the flat side of the circle. Here's the key of F. Of course, F stands for There's one flat in the key of F, B flat, and the relative minor is D minor. Also known as the saddest of all keys.
Well, this piece is called Lick My Love Pump.
Instead of everything revolving around the number 5 like before, now the go-to number is 4. So count up 4 notes from F, or a perfect fourth interval, and we arrive at B flat. So now each key and each flat is a fourth apart instead of a fifth. The key of B flat contains 2 flats, B flat and E flat. The relative minor is G minor. There's 3 flats in the key of E flat major: B flat, E flat, and A flat. Relative minor is C minor. Same key as Dio's Holy Diver, which is actually a very rare key to play in metal, unless you're tuned to drop C, but that doesn't count. Cheating. The key of A flat contains 4 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Now we're getting into jazz territory. Check out the jazz standard, All the Things You Are, to hear this key in action. The relative minor is F minor. D flat contains 5 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. Now this key is enharmonically equivalent to C sharp major, meaning it shares the same notes just labeled with flats instead of sharps. The relative minor is B flat minor. Why do people making fun of me for uploading guitar videos on IG affect me so much? As human beings, we're programmed by evolution to seek approval from others. It's a survival mechanism. You need to override that and place your own opinion first. The key of G flat contains 6 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. And this key is enharmonically equivalent to F sharp major. The relative minor is E flat minor. And finally, the last key is C flat, containing B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. Relative minor is A flat minor. Now keep in mind, C flat is enharmonically equivalent to B. I'd much rather read a piece of music in B than C flat though. What a mess. Ha 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 ha.